With 14 weapons in the game and over 60 legends, 62 legends I think, it's hard to pick a best legend for each weapon. Right, so it's a lot of factors like SIGs and stats will come into play when you're picking for them. And some weapons are harder to pick because like for example, right, Orb or Boots as well, Orb and Boots is a lot easier to pick a best legend for that weapon because there's about 4 or 5 legends. But then when it comes to like Gauntlets or Spear or Blasters or any of the old weapons, there's like loads and loads of legends that have them weapons, so it's a lot harder to pick. So I'm going to be doing what I think is the best legend for each weapon in the game. So let's just get into it. And before we get started as well, I want to say that this is from what I've seen, and I'm 2400, right? My peak is 2400, so I have a decent idea of how the game works. I also watch a lot of tournaments as well, so a lot of people who are in tournament play will also factor into this too. So the first weapon we're going to do is we're going to do Blasters. Now Blasters, you got to get out of the way, right? It's going to be Vivi, just because, you know, she's... The thing about Brawlhalla is whenever they bring out a new character, the new character is always busted as fuck. They're always really good. Like when Onyx came out, she was broken. Jayan, broken. Red Raptor, well, he's still broken. But still, like, every new character in the game is always broken as fuck. And for Blasters, especially because Blasters are kind of in the bin right now, Vivi is really the only one that comes to my mind. I mean, Lord Vrax could be, but I think when it gets to like 2500, 2400, Vrax is just non-existent anymore. So yeah, for Blasters, we're going to go Vivi. Right, then we're going to go Boots. And see, this is kind of a hard one. I had 2 contenders that really came to my mind when I thought this. Like, they're all really good, right? All the Boots people, the Boots players are really good. Like Vivi's good. Red Raptor's obviously, he might be the best when it comes to Boots. Thea is good, but then there's Tezca. See, I would give it to Tezca personally. I think Tezca is the best Boots in the game. Regarding stats as well, his stats are better than Red Raptor's. He's got more defense and more attack, right? Yeah. Red Raptor and Tezca, these 2 are the ones that are sticking out to me. Of course, Vivi. Vivi's good, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Tezca. I can't lie. I think Tezca's stats do it. His SIGs, of course. Really good SIGs. Like some of the strongest SIGs. Really hard hitting. So yeah, we'll give it to Tezca. Okay, now Bow. I've gone for Zariel. Because the SIGs, the stats, right? We'll start with the stats. Before I talk about the SIGs, just look at the stats. They're something else, man. I think he's got some of the best stats in the game. Not much speed, but it's fine. You know, because everything else counts up for it as well. Not much dex. That's what you want. You don't want much dex. Dex is... I still have... You know, I've been playing the game for like 5 years. And I still have got no idea what dex does. I know it adds some true combos in there. But I don't actually know what the actual purpose of it. And then his defense and attack are insane. What is that? Is that 7? I think, yeah, 7 defense and 7 attack. Like, fucking crazy. And then we go to his bow SIGs as well. His bow SIGs are just... They're crazy, man. The side SIG, the end SIG, and the D SIG. I mean, the side SIG and end SIG flow into one another so well. Like, you can side SIG, dash forward a little bit, and then end SIG. And a lot of the times it will hit your opponent. They also, like, they're like kind of passive SIGs in terms of you do the SIG, and it puts you in a position where it's hard to punish, especially a side SIG on bow. Like, it's like a passive SIG, right? You can just spam that shit and not get punished for it at all. So yeah, we've gone for Zariel for bow. Right, axe. You know, I'll do these 2 in one because it's the same legend for both. Right, axe and hammer is going to Terrace. Because I mean, do I even have to say anything? The stats are there. Look at the low dex, decent. Like, it's not awful speed. It's just mid speed, good defense, and insane attack. The SIGs hit ridiculously hard, especially his end SIG on axe. Like the stun on that. If you hit that off stage, just like a few inches below the stage, they're dead because they can't react enough time to get a jump. So yeah, for hammer and axe, we've gone for Terrace. I think everyone can get behind that, right? He's probably the most nuts character in the game, at least one of them. Okay, cannon. Let me think here. Between 2 for me. I'm thinking either Onyx or 7. I think I'm going to give it to 7 Because again, it's the same thing with Vivi. It's the new characters. The new characters are always so much better than any other character in the game. 7's Ensig as well on Cannon. The hitbox on it is so strange. It like hits beneath and above as well. If you come in vicinity of that shit, you're dead. His stats as well. I mean, I never knew he had stats like this. Like, look at that. 3 dex, fucking 8 defense. It's a 7 attack. Speed's a bit low, but you need speed when you've got Cannon, man. Cannon just takes you around anyway. Yeah, I think it's got to be 7, right? 7 just carries Cannon. Okay, we're going to go to... I don't know if this is the same thing. I don't know, right? This is a bit debatable, right? But I'm going to do the same thing with what I did with Teros. So the 2 in 1. I'm going to do Spear and Gauntlets. I think they both go to Wu Shang. I don't know... There's a lot of contenders for it. Where is Wu Shang? Where is this guy? There he is. There's a lot of contenders for it, especially for both of them, really. It's the same as Spear and Gauntlets. It's really tight between all of the legends. Like Gauntlets, there are insane legends like Petra, Zariel, Rayman, Cross. They're all good. You know, every single Gauntlet legend is decent in the game. None of them are really that bad. And then Spear. Spear again is a really hard one because you've got loads of good Spear legends like fucking Orion. I think he's the one that comes the closest to it. Maybe Bryn. It's Orion or Bryn that comes the closest. The versatility of him, right? Like, you can use this guy in 1s and you'll still see him in pro play in 1s. And then you go to pro play in 2s. And then he's the most common legend picked. So he's obviously doing something right. That's why I've picked him for the best of both of these weapons. But this was a hard one. I struggled with this because, you know, the 2 most common weapons in the game, I think. Both these weapons have got the most amount of legends for them, so it's really difficult. But I do think Wu Shang is better. Yeah, it's the best Gauntlets and the best Spear. I back it. I think it's right. Right, and now when it comes to Lance, I'm doing this in random order, by the way. Like this, I'm just picking any weapon and just thinking of off the top of my head. No, not much planning has gone into this video. I'm just kind of like, just winging it, really. But Lance, okay, let's just think here for a second. So, Ryan could be a contender, but I still don't think it is Orion. I think it's probably Olgrim. But I think Orion, it's between them two. I don't know which one though. I think it's Olgrim, just because of the stats. And again, the versatility of him as well. The fact that you can, you know, get Valhalla with him in 2s and 1s. He's as common in both. And in pro play as well. He's so picked. Like, he definitely is the best Lance player for sure. Okay, now Scythe. Now, I'm a Scythe main. Right, I've got, I think, like, nearly 2 million XP on this weapon. If we go through my Scythe legends, look, I got 55, 50, 49, 43... 56, so they're all above level 30. So I think I know what I'm talking about when I say the best Scythe legend is, and it's between 2. It's either this guy, Volkov, or Mordex. Obviously, everyone knows Mordex would be a contender for it. Volkov being my main, I would like to put Volkov there, but I think Mordex probably edges it. Slightly though, like, I'm talking the slightest amount of edge. The comparison between both of them is crazy. Like, Volkov's Ensig is better. Yeah, his Ensig is probably, I don't know, actually. Better for different things. It hits with more force. It catches more dodge reads, but it's more punishable. But it's also a recovery option as well. Mordex's Ensig is quicker. It hits hard as well. Not as hard as Volkov's, but it hits hard. I think it does more damage. It just doesn't do as much force. The side sigs, again, they're good for different things. Volkov side sig, bigger hitbox, has active input, doesn't have the greatest amount of force, but it flows into one another quite well. Like, you can do side sig, slide off while holding a side sig, and it'll hit a lot of the time. But Mordex's side sig, it's more of a grounded hitbox. It does a lot of force. Can be used as an edge guard as well, same as Volkov's. Both can be used as an edge guard. But again, they're both insane. Just good for different things. But when it comes to the D-Sig, Mordex Scythe D-Sig wins. Like, I like Volkov's DC on Scythe. It's good. It's universal as well. Like, the thing you can do on the wall with it's good, but I think anyone's got a better Scythe D-Sig than Mordex. I think it might be the best Scythe D-Sig in the game as well. It's really nice. Active input. You can slide charge it. You can like slide reverse charge it as well really easily because it knocks you back. It's quite hard to punish because it's a passive sig because it knocks you backwards as well. So yeah, so we give it to Mordex. Right, I think we've got 3 weapons left. So I'm gonna go for Greatsword next. Yeah, we'll do Greatsword. I think Greatsword's an easy one. It's just Jaehyun. Easiest pick ever. Like, no one can even disagree with this. Jaehyun's Greatsword is the best Greatsword that's ever been in this game. There are contenders again. Magyar. I think Magyar stinks of shit, personally. You know, if he didn't have 9 defense, he would be the worst legend in the game. I think his SIGs suck. Mako's good. Mako's good, but I just think Jaehyun's better. I just give it to Jaehyun. The SIGs are good. The stats are pretty good. The force as well. Everything about Jaehyun is just better than any other Greatsword legend. Okay, then Sword. Sword, see, I hate Sword. I don't play Sword. I think Sword's a gay-ass weapon. It's a hard one as well, because there's also a lot of people for Sword, but I think Asuri. I think, you know what, actually, for Katars as well, I think Asuri. Oh, this is close. Because for Sword, I'd say Val could come close. But I still give it to Asuri. I think Asuri, you see her everywhere. Pro play, not pro play, pro 2s, not pro 2s. She's everywhere. And when it comes to Katars as well, there's another one, Ragnar. But Ragnar just isn't played enough. Like, he isn't played as much as Asuri is. Asuri is, like, one of the most played in the game. Especially in pro play as well. You don't see many Ragnars, ever. So I think for both of these weapons, I'm going to have to give it for Asuri. For Scythe. No, for what? For Katars and Sword. But yeah, and I think that's every weapon done. Right? Let me know if I missed any. I may well have, but I think I've done them.